Good afternoon, evening, day, whatever it is in your country. Welcome at a new update. Today we're going to discuss the Bitcoin movements recently. We're going to discuss the price movements of the coins we've done last week in the request video. And we are not going to discuss the coronavirus. We're just going to discuss the price movements because I'm just getting sick of all the coronavirus stuff I'm hearing every day. But yeah, it's a big problem, and that's also probably the main reason why things are dropping, as everything is correlated with each other. But it's also interesting to see where the support levels and resistance levels lie for Bitcoin, and where we can see some sort of relief rally or at least support. First of all, what we see on the daily time frame on Bitcoin. I first thought that we would have had a larger bounce upwards to 9.4. However, this massive rejection here at 9.150 already got triggered. We rejected here, started to drop further down. Even didn't hold 8.2, which I was anticipating at first. And given the bearish rejection here, I assume we're going to have some more downwards momentum, as the massive support area is lying between 7.3 and 7.6. We already bounced a little from it. Could have some sort of cooldown period here, given that we are resting on a daily level. We actually tried to drop below it earlier today. Failed. Still holding the support, might take the lows for now and then bounce up to 8.2. However, if you just check this chart by your eyes and your normal view, this is not gonna be a V-shaped bounce back up to like 9k, what some people are expecting to happen. I'd rather just expect some sort of relief if the equity markets bounce up, and then just further downwards movements, I assume. And then I'm mainly focusing 7.3, 7.5, through which I assume that that's going to be the must-hold area. If 7.3 loses, then I'm back to watching 6.8, 6.4, 6.3, whatever it is, and then 5.5. But given the monthly and weekly levels that are lying here, I really want to see the area become support here. And if we become support, I'd rather want to see that we bounce back to 8.2 to 8.3, reject, make another low here, and then just start accumulating like we've seen in the period here. That would be quite healthy, but it's a little bit early to say, given that our friends from the equity markets having a really hard time, as you can see. They're dropping down. AEX, the Dutch stock markets, is on a make it or break it level, as this is the yearly level. If we drop below, then I assume we're going to see a further decline. And it wouldn't be really that bad if it wouldn't be a surprise if we continue moving down, given that there's more trouble coming around from the coronavirus and other stuff that's happening alongside with it. But given that we've seen a drop of around 25% already, I think we should have some sort of relief rally. Maybe through central banks doing stuff, giving helicopter money, taking measures, I don't know. But some relief bounces should be fine here. If we lose 480, however, with a higher time frame close, I think 320 is the next level. And given that the equity markets are going to drop down, then I think we're going to see Bitcoin drop down as well, as we've seen that people just sell their risky assets in order to have cash and to lower the losses they make on the equity markets. And then you come back to the discussion of if Bitcoin is a safe haven, yes or no. Well, gold wasn't a safe haven during 2008 and 2000. If we go back there, gold dropped 34% during the whole crisis of 2008, and during 2000 it actually dropped from $330 to $250. So the whole safe haven thingy doesn't really line up with the history or the recent history of the past crisis. So yes, before the gold standard got released, or they got rid of it in the 1980s, then it worked. Right now, it's just positively correlated. But what could happen is that if the stock market start continuing to decline in the next months, is that the moment they bottom out, or at least have some bounce up, that Bitcoin and gold and silver outperform the market. So that's probably the main scenario. I'd want to see Bitcoin hold 7376. Sorry, I'm getting the wrong chart here. If we hold this area here, then we're safe. Could start grinding up again. If we lose it, then I'm probably mainly going to target 5.5, 5.8. But for now, we should be bottoming for a while here, or at least have some distribution in the sideways movement. So that's that for Bitcoin. I think Ether is a little bit worse at this point, as it's fighting the 195 level, 194, which is a pretty significant level, losing the level, and I think we're going to see 170, 180, which is my main area for support. If we lose there, I'm going to target 150, but 170, 180 would be a really good long. The upper resistance are lying at 212, 216. If we bounce back up and make a trap here below the support of 194 and just take the liquidity here, bounce back up, I assume we're going to test the level. However, if we reject here, I mainly watch the 170, 180, and there I'm going to pull longs. Otherwise, I'm interested in shorting this level here. Nasty rejection, maybe even more nasty than Bitcoin itself. Ether BTC is also not looking that well. Just consolidating, retracing, whatever it is. Losing a pretty significant level as well. If we lose, I'm gonna target 0.022 as the next main level, which is a drop of 10%, which should also line up with the 170, 180 level, as 10% down here is 174, assuming that Bitcoin stays relatively stable. Otherwise, it's even gonna be 150. So that's on the main markets. Let's see how the requests from last week are doing. First one we discussed was Tomo, which didn't break through the level we wanted it to be breaking, as we have discussed it around this area, and I said, okay, there's no real entry here. And it rejected, it dropped down, and it's on the first support level here. It's a pretty tricky entry, but you could take it here with a small stop. However, altcoins are more risky in this market than our Bitcoin, especially if Bitcoin continues to drop down. The main support areas that I'm watching are the area here. This should hold. If we lose that, then I'll be watching whether 4150 and 4350 is going to be support. So either way, 4900, 59, 150, or the area here should be the supports for now. If we hold this green zone, we could see a bounce towards 62 again. Breaking 62 leads to 69.74, but it's probably range bound until we break either of the levels. So this is pretty much fine. ICX is still holding ground and just being range bound too. Made a new higher low here, as you can see. But for now, I don't really see any entry. If we retest this whole region again, I assume we're going to lose it, as it has been tested for a few times already. And if we lose it, then I'll be pointing towards 2800, 3100, mainly probably lower to 25. However, if we make a higher low here again at this level here, around 3700, I assume we're going to see a new rally upwards, and then I'll be targeting 5000, 5700. ADA is probably showing. I'm wondering if Icon USDT doesn't look that good. Okay. ADA is actually losing ground, as you can see. Wonderful. Might make a nice bullish divergence here and bounce back up, taking the liquidity. However, losing this whole level is actually getting back into the range it has been for like a while. And if it gets back into this range, then I'll be only interested if we get towards 440. But this could be a trap. And if this is a trap, then we bounce back up and then we can test the 619. Don't see an entry right now. It's either way, it has to flip back up, make a higher low, and then we are interested. Or it has to get to 440. Then the next one, Ren. Well, it broke the resistance as we discussed, flipped some levels, and now it's being rejected at a daily level. And I think it's done for now. So either way, I'm interested in taking any long soon in this area, or maybe any scalps at 800. This daily is not looking too good, as you can see. So I think we are done and are going to retrace. And either of the three zones around 800, around 730 or around 650 are going to be the zones that we want to take the longs in the next month or next weeks. For now, I'm not interested in Ren. And Hedera Hashgraph is the final one, which is also a bit stuck in moving here. Would be really nice if it holds the 590 level and then breaks back above the daily level of 666, as then it's in the price discovery. However, if we can't hold the 590 zone here and break down, I assume we're going to drop further down, and then I'll be pointing to 480 mainly. But as we have discussed earlier this video, the eye should be on Bitcoin itself and the eye should be on the equity markets. If they drop down, Bitcoin usually starts following until proven otherwise. So for Bitcoin, I'd really want to see support in this area or confirmation and just lay low on the altcoins, and then we can see what happens. Thank you for watching.